Get rid of that. Right, hello, good evening, welcome back to the All Arsenal show. Sorry, we had a few technical hitches, and hopefully Richard will be joining us in Ryan's house tonight. But it's myself and Emerson at the moment, and Ricky possibly will be joining us soon. And we're just going to quickly. Oh, thank you, Luke, for being in chat. By the way, hopefully we'll get a few more. But just want to talk about being at the Emirates on Sunday, and of course myself, Emerson, Ricky, and Richard. Although, sorry, Emerson, did you get to see Richard at the Emirates?
Yeah, I saw him. I saw him at the end.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah, because he had a lot of train delays and we were kind of shooting off, which was annoying. Yeah, okay, so that was absolutely brilliant. Hopefully next time we can all get together and do our usual thing. But first of all, I'd just like to say, guys, the official attendance was 54,115, and it certainly was a full house, wasn't it, Emerson?
From where I was sitting, it was, but part of the upper tier towards the southeast corner, just above where the away fans normally sit in the lower tier. That bit was a bit empty, so it could have been around about over 55,000 if all those seats were allocated.
Oh gosh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, we got somebody else in the chat. Matthew. Hello, Matthew. Thank you for joining us. So basically, all right, most of the guys who come into the chat, they would have watched Ryan's watch along. We know what the result was, sadly. But how did you feel, other than the great atmosphere with all the supporters there, and we saw a few Liverpudlians as well? Oh, yeah, they seemed all right, bless them. The actual game, how did you feel about the game? Because I felt when it started that we had oomph, and I thought, oh, and then it went flat. Yeah.
From my point of view, from what I saw, all I can say is that the goalkeeper for Liverpool, she played about her skin, because we could have won that game. We could have won that game in the first half without them conceding in the second half. But we'll get onto that in the second half. But as I said, Arsenal were just doing everything right, but couldn't score. It was back to their old habits from last season. At the beginning of last season, remember, we had all the chances.
Yeah.
We just couldn't score. But as I said, the Liverpool goalkeeper on the day, Hayley Laws, she played a blinder. So she was my man. She was my man match without a doubt. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, she really played her heart out to the annoyance of us. And our girls. I don't want to sound like I'm making excuses. Actually, I'll tell something that was said to me, and this goes back to Russo, that possibly, other than obviously she's had no time off, she's done World Cup, blah blah blah. She's come back. We've done those couple of Champions League games, which sadly didn't come to anything. Managed to score a couple of goals, and then they've gone on international duty. She's had no break, and I think also to play, which she'd spoken about in her interviews when she joined us, that I think that probably did overwhelm her a bit. Because she was.
I got a feeling she only had a 3-week break, after the World Cup. Looking at it, all the others, as you saw, they came back individually, after she came back or before. But, the ones who went out early would have had a longer break, something like that, like Kate McCabe, Chloe Lacasse, the Canadian girl, everything like that. And as the tournament went on, the ones that were left standing, obviously, they had a shorter break afterwards, and on top of that, they went straight into Champions League qualifier where they had to play 2 matches. If they had played like a match before that at the training ground, like behind closed doors, that would prepare them promptly for these 2 Champions League matches. But we already said about those in a previous show, in our first show about the Champions League. So we're out of that. So that's gone. Yeah. That's one trophy less we have to worry about. All we have to focus is getting in the league, possibly the FA Cup. Continental Cup is going to be a bonus. It's just like the Carabao Cup, but for ladies football. But I would say the league and the FA Cup is a must. Or finish in the top 3 to qualify. But only
I
thing
would
is,
actually say if we can't win the league, we've got to be top two because we've seen
yeah,
what happens.
exactly. Simple as the top two, so we don't have to go through that rigmarole of that qualifying thing where you have to play 2 matches. But as I said, with the Champions League for ladies, whether they're going to change, whether it's going to change like the men's one next season, I do not know. No one knows how they're going to play it next season. If it stays the same format as it is, I'll be happy with that. Where the top team automatically qualifies, the runners up and the third place have to go in a qualifier pre-qualifier, and then qualify that way, the hard way.
Yeah, well, yeah. Sorry, just while we're talking, because I'm going to say I love my chatty bit, Mr. Tom. Ange, what is your favourite Steven Seagal movie? Oh, good. Steven Seagal, sorry, I'll answer this now. Actually, it's my boss, and this is going to sound quite funny because she's a black Welsh lady. That was her white man, Steven Seagal, back in the day. I didn't quite get it myself, bless her heart. I'm trying to think what film. He wasn't really my actor, but doesn't he do something with law enforcement in real life, Steven Seagal? Is he like a sheriff or something like that? I'm sure I read that somewhere. Actual favourite movie? Not really my actor, Mr. Tom, but if you're a fan, so be it. And I'm sure he's a lovely man. Next. Yeah, that was totally random. Anyway, back to the match, sorry. So we got through the first half and then it got to the second half and you think, okay, Jonas has given a pep talk. Hopefully they've kind of gelled a bit more. And then suddenly, of course, they concede a goal.
Yep. Because it was their only chance in the game because they didn't look like they was going to score in the first half. So as I said, they just took took one chance, they buried it, and that was it. And it remained like that for the whole match. And then we huffed and puffed to get an equaliser. It never came. So
and we've seen matches like that before where suddenly like our girls, they're just all round that goal and they're all desperately trying and you just know it isn't going to happen. And that's what makes it heartbreaking, isn't it? I just feel one of those games, because I'm not technical, but just to watch it as a person who's never ever played football and doesn't truly understand it, but then do officials next. But it was frustrating because I listened to Jonas's press conference today. And all right, you can say he has to take fault as well, but yeah, it was a little bit of a I mean, he put it very politely, but it was a bit of a letdown. I would have taken the 1-0 our end. I would have taken that, considering it was first game of the season. We're at the Emirates, full capacity, well, near enough full capacity. I would have taken that, but it did feel a bit of a letdown. But I'm not here to slate off our lovely girls. I don't slate the men. Well, I have been saying things in Ryan watch-alongs, but I've never blatantly slated players, and I'm not going to start doing it with our lovely women. But I do want to see them turn up, and I appreciate it's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard for Russo tomorrow.
So homecoming to say something.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard. But
great to see you.
But we shall see. And I did ask Ryan earlier, but he hasn't got back to me. Is he doing a watch along tomorrow? We don't know, but I'm sure Ryan will answer in the chat. So, I mean, I just made a few notes. We'll just get off this game in a minute because it's been and gone. Sorry, why is my smoke detector bleeping? No, I'm not on fire, folks. I'm okay. Yes, Ryan is doing a watch along, and I actually said I wouldn't mind jumping in on that watch along. Actually, I kind of feel in the mood. Spurs girls on. Possession. What do you think, Ryan? Sorry, Emerson with the possession, because I did a quick look because for.
We had all the possession of that match. The first half and second half. Yeah. As I said earlier, we didn't take our chances at the time. Some were at the goalkeeper, some were blocked, anything like that. So
Yeah.
As I said, we could have been out of sight in the first half, regardless of what the scoreline was at the time. Come second half, as you said, we're a bit flat. They took one chance, they scored.
Oh, can I? There's something you said to me earlier. Sorry, back last week. Well, sorry, Sunday, probably on Monday. Ryan just said we didn't react after going one down and Jonas taking off Russo for Stina instead of having them play together confused me. Now, that's interesting because I kind of felt that. I thought, because we know how Russo operates, quite often you have to leave her on the pitch. Sorry, it really doesn't sound technical, but we've seen it before. You leave her on the pitch, and then she'll just find that chance, and she'll get there. So, how do you feel about that, Emerson?
Well, from what I see, how they both play, they play similar. Thing
Well,
like that.
yeah.
They don't hold the ball up in play, so thing like that. So they like more the ball to feet and thing like that. And if you see Russo when she was an ex-Man United player and when she was playing for England, she focuses on her game, on her shooting, thing like that. So she can shoot from any angle. Same as Black Seniors, she can shoot from any angle.
They're
But
quite
only
players, I feel, to be fair. Quite similar strikers.
Yeah, so they play similar, too similar. I think like that's why if Ryan said they can play together, personally I don't think they will. Unless one plays in behind each other, like plays in the hole behind each other or vice versa. But as I said, to play them together, it's not I don't think it will work. Personally. That's my opinion.
Yeah, as best I can understand this, I get that. And just with some of the subs that were brought on, I'll tell you who, because me and Ryan have slated her off before now, but someone who seems to be coming, and it's taken her a while, but maybe, dare we say, it's like players from abroad. It takes some time to, as in the Premier League, and warm up to the WSL. But I feel Lena is starting to come into her own. I saw a little
slowly. I think she's still playing the same way she's been playing all her career. Been like that. She's played like she's not really a winger as well. Just to let you know, most people think that she plays as a winger, but she doesn't. But she is a bit slow, pedestrian when she has the ball. Been like that. If she gets a chance, she'll score. But as I said, her all-round game is a bit too slow to my liking. I think she slows the game down when she's on the ball.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I felt she had something, and I'll tell you who I thought was good, and obviously she played for a good percentage of the game, but Chloe Lacache, I thought there's a lot of potential with her.
Yes, I agree with you because thing like that, like her, everyone thinks she's a striker.
But she's not.
Personally, I got feeling she's a winger because when she played for her ex-club, Benfica, she played as a striker. I think she played mostly on her own. That's why she scored a lot of goals. That's why I think we bought her because she can score goals.
Right. I mean, obviously, where I was sitting, I mean, I got a lot of viewing of her. But yeah, I've got to say, I thought early days impressed. And of course, one that just seems like she's been at Arsenal forever now. Soon as Pavlova come on, she's just dynamite. I mean, sadly, the result wasn't what we wanted, but she really is dynamite, isn't she? Dutch class, end of. Yeah, we were such a good buy. And also, I tell you, the other one I was waiting for, and I call her Coney Cross because Arsenal did that. But Coney Cross, when she came on for a small cameo, I thought she got no fear.
True. That's enough. That's another player. That's another player that has to adjust to the Arsenal system. Once she's adjusted to the Arsenal system, I think she will replace Jen Beattie, anything like that. But as we saw in the World Cup, and as we said all along, she's best at set pieces. If the corners and free kicks in her territory of the box, she can either nod it in or she's going to tap it in at close range, and she will score goals that way, thing like that. But Arsenal have to try and use her asset at set pieces. I'm surprised they didn't try that last Sunday, thing like that, because if you notice, they put Jen Beattie up front as well, and we know what she can do when she's up front as well. But as I said, if it was the other way, that's the reason why they bought. That's why they put that instead as the defender last week. But as I said, her best asset is that set pieces, as we saw in the World Cup with Sweden, and she'll get goals that way.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Matthew was just saying. Yeah, well, listen, Mandy, as I call her. I was surprised she didn't start, but look, I'm sure it'll all be different tomorrow. Yeah, it's.
We have to see what team he puts out first, and that's it. Then we can judge it ourselves.
I just think after the disappointment of the Emirates, I think we're gonna. Well, I'm hoping, but I'm quietly confident that I think we're going to see a very different side to these girls. Oh, and Mr. Tom is just saying, right, sorry, Mr. Tom, I'm going to plug this. I will be going live in 50 minutes to discuss Leeds' 1-0 win over QPR, but also to roast the teams. Okay, right, okay, Mr. Tom, bless your heart. You'd be happy that you won 1-0. Just take it, next. Oh, come on, Mr. Tom, you got to come on here one day. We're going to have a laugh, mate. It's funny. And of course, Jen Beattie got the Arsenal supporters player of the match. And do you know what? Didn't work tirelessly.
That surprised me. That really surprised me on that one.
Why?
Because, as I said, personally, I wouldn't have put her the man of the match. Really, I would have given it to who would I have given it to? I know she get booked. I would have given it to McCabe myself, but I'm not sure how the supporters, like they're playing match, whether they do it via Twitter where they calculate all the votes that way. I don't know. More than likely, it is done that way via Twitter, thing like that, because they won't be done on TV or thing like that. So. Personally, I would have given Katie McCabe because she was everywhere, and before she got booked. Then obviously she had to curb her thing tackling because we know how ideal she is because she's signed a new contract as well. But we come back to the new contract.
Sorry, I'm sure it's been plugged, but we got Katie McCabe, never in doubt, brilliant, and she had to slightly rein it in. She always plays well, and she gives 100%. But for me, I suppose where I was positioned again, I was seeing a lot of Jenny Beattie, and it was quite good being up in the gods. You got a really good view actually, and that's what we're going to try and aim for again. But I just felt with Jenny and. A bit like myself, lady, she's knocking on a wee bit, but she gives so much, and I just felt she deserved it personally. Let's be blunt here, bit of a shite game. Bless her heart. I felt she deserved it, but hey. Anyway, we're going to move on from that because everybody knows what the score line was. What I do want to plug tomorrow, Man United away, and that's going to be on Sky for anybody who's on Sky and can actually view it. And of course, Ryan will be doing one of his, did I say famous or infamous watch-alongs?
That should be an interesting watch-along to think. That should be interesting.
Yeah,
that'd be a very interesting one. Sadly, I'm not going to be on that one. Well, I know Richard Butler, the one he's watching along. Sadly, Richard, to be no offense, I'm not going to be on any, one's watching along live. Like talking about the match as well. I'll just mention my views in the chat on both and things like that. Because as I said, thing like that, I know. His one would have been hot-headed as well. But I think that's going to be very heated on that one with these people as well. I know he's on it.
Another YouTube. I'm going to cut you off there, Everson. We're talking about another YouTuber here who happens to be on my Facebook. He's a very nice man, but to be honest, there's only a couple of things that he's ever put up via Twitter or Facebook that I've actually agreed with. You're right, he is pretty hot-headed. He's probably not really and if he happens to be tuning in to us, no disrespect, mate, but it's not really my stream. This is my type of thing where we go with the flow, we keep it light. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, I've offered my services, right? It'd be nice because Friday night and got rid of the girl in, I can relax in my lounge and I can give my little moral support. So that'd be rather nice, but whatever. But yeah, no, that's cool. Right. Okay. So yeah, tomorrow from 1930 Sky. Yeah, and of course the big news. News. And I actually managed to. Sorry, Ricky, I'm going to come to you in a minute. We've been waffling on. We'll let you speak in a minute. Sorry, what's that?
She's frozen. Oh no, I thought she's frozen, but she's not.
Don't get Tom on here. Oh, why, Russ? Come on, it'll be fun. You know it. Richard is the font of all knowledge. Which Richard? Our Richard. Our Richard is the font of all knowledge, but his sky's gone down. He knows lots of things, bless him. Anyway, big news today. Jonas, new contract. I'm personally pleased. How do you feel? Ricky, how do you feel about Jonas extending his contract? That's how Ricky feels. Oh, no, you're back.
Yeah, I'm here.
No, bless you. How do you feel? How does it make you feel that he's extending his contract?
It makes me feel delighted.
Happy?
Yeah,
Right. I'm happy. I don't like every. Yeah, look, even Serena gets it a bit wrong now and again, but not that much wrong.
yeah, you know, the one who we don't like.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it must get up her nose next. Do you know, most importantly, he has done some amazing stuff. I think there's more to come, and especially. Sorry, I'm going to. I've asked you to speak, and I'm cutting you off. Sorry, but more importantly, in light of what happened with the Spanish national side, those girls, those women, feel very safe with him. They can voice their opinions. He's a proper male manager in a women's environment. They're obviously very happy with him. And he can deliver the goods. Well, he's done it with the Conti Cup, so I'm sure he can. We had a little bit of a glitch at the moment. But for me, I just felt happy. I don't know if he necessarily got it 100% right, this game just gone. I don't know. I think there's possibly, maybe there's X amount of players that are not quite 100% match fit. I think maybe he didn't have as much to play with. But Emerson, what's your view on it?
I think it was. I think it was a good decision for him to sign a new contract because you look at it in a long way because there's not many managers, whether it's a female or male, out there who will take the Arsenal job if Young said step down or anything like that. Who would have taken over? There's not many. There's not many out there because, as I said, all the best managers are all snapped up by the other clubs.
Well, there is that factor. There is very much that factor. And sorry, I'm just want to come in. Right, Russ Morgan, Pharrell Williams is happy, but I don't want him as a manager. Listen, everybody's got an opinion. I get that. Yeah, and that's what I want people to come on here and have an opinion. But yeah, Ryan, thank you. But yeah, we got our Kelly Smith, and also she's working her way up in the wings here, just like a good old-fashioned winger. She's working her way up. Yeah, she's training the strikers, and that is fantastic. And also, obviously, the woman's diehard Arsenal. Yeah, when I listened to her interview, she called it out, and obviously she was when Arsenal announced Alessia, she was there, which I thought was really, as much as I love variety, I thought it was really good because obviously for Alessia, Kelly Smith is a sort of a childhood hero for the England side of playing, and so I thought that was basically Kelly Smith is going to nurture her, but also the way she actually mentioned Stina first and Viv, so she's really going to nurture those players with her experience. And all right, you can't teach Viv anything, but she's got to find her footballing legs and gain her confidence. And Beth, and sorry, it was Viv. I read somewhere, and as she said, part of her is really scared of, which I can only, as best I can imagine. I mean, I've had silly accidents. Do you know what I mean? I'm not a footballer, and I did do my knee in the other year, and you do think, oh my God, it's not going to heal. So for someone who they're an athlete, it's their sport, it's their living, it must be awful. So I can understand, and probably, and Beth also, she's cutting down. And I'll go back to you in a sec because she's your favourite player, Ricky. But also Beth has talked about it. Yeah, they can't throw her in the deep end. And sorry, Ricky, talk to me because I know I'm frustrating you now.
I love Beth.
I know you love Beth, but more importantly, as a player, as much as we were at the Emirates on Sunday, and you'd love to have seen her play, but you would far more love to see her play being fully fit. She's gone through this horrendous ACL and all the rehab that's gone with it. And like I said, I've done my knee in once, been stupid, falling over, and luckily it wasn't that bad. And I'm an old lady. But for her, she's gone through so much. So we want her fully fit so she can come back to be an even better version of what she was before. Because thankfully now, from what we see with these ACLs, which is predominantly more the women's side of the game, and that we really are, I've got some new information on this that was I was alerted to, and we will do a one-off show, which obviously I'd like Ryan to come on board to talk. I know the guys get it, but they're more hamstrings, but to really talk about these ACLs, because more and more medical people or people who have expertise are coming forward. And yeah, it's something we need to address, and we will get there. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, Ricky, are you prepared to wait a bit longer for Beth to come on and play?
Yeah.
Yes, of course you are, because we want her to certainly be back to where she was, to be the best version she could be, because she's still got a very good career ahead of her.
When she comes back, I want and her to be up front and score goals.
Yeah.
Like they
yeah, sorry. And also, it's not just all right, obviously. And Jonas talked about that in his press conference. And sorry, Matthew, I'm going to come back to you once I've seen your comment. Which, yeah, I'll totally get that. But yes, it's very much about. It's not only about getting the results. It's it's someone like just signing Katie McCabe, to extend her contract, because obviously she's going to see out her days with Arsenal now. And it's what they bring to the whole squad and what they bring to the supporters, and especially the women who just, they're amazing. I know the male supporters are amazing, but the women, I think they're something else. They're just so amazing. And yeah, we want people like Beth and Viv and Leah. I'm sorry, her name's gone. Your Austrian girl. Laura, thank you. Yeah, we want all those players to come back and at least be as good as they were before. We'll be more than happy with that. But I think with their tenacity and thankfully with medical intervention and with the adversity they've gone through, I think they'll come back even better, personally. But yeah, sorry, Matthew. I wait to see what Jonas does this season, so I'll back him again. Do you know what? That is a very fair point. And to a degree, I'm with you on that one, Matthew. Yeah, I totally get that. Because I am slightly sceptical at the moment, but I'm not going to put all the onus on him, to be fair, because at the end of the day, you can be the best manager in the world and short bully him. It's how once your players get out on the pitch, you can, and Jonas doesn't tend to do that. You can shout and swear. Oh, Turtle certainly does, and I'm actually still a fan of it. But you can shout and scream at them, but they're going to do what they do on the pitch. Fact, they can be advised, whatever, but. Right, Mr. Arsenal podcast. She ain't ready. Why did Jonas have her on the bench? Do you know? Thank you, Ryan. We all questioned that one. Why was she on? Actually, I think I'm going to answer that. I think she just really wanted to go. I don't mean that to sound a bit daft, but I think she actually wanted to go and just feel because she's been such a great supporter, like Viv has, like Leah has, and they've all been doing their wonderful work about women's football, being great advocates. But I'm going to argue she just wanted to be on the bench and feel part of the squad. That's to me, it's like a rationalising of her mental, and also with what the poor young woman's been through, losing her lovely mummy, and this horrendous injury. And of course, not only with the Arsenal, but missing out on it, where she was England's bloody sweetheart, for God's sake. Yeah, I personally think that was a favour to her. Yeah, I think she just wanted to be there, because it's one thing to be in the crowd, but on the bench, you got the camaraderie, haven't you, of your teammates? I mean, I could be totally wrong, and that's not sticking up for Jonas. I just think, yeah, personally, but who am I? I don't know. We'll probably never know. Who knows? Anyway, has anybody else got anything? Like I said, I really want to move on from that match because we've got tomorrow. I mean, Emerson, what do you think tomorrow? Obviously, we've got a strong lineup. This is the thing. It's not like
we've got a strong team to put out against Man United as well tomorrow. So whether it's going to be the same team as Sunday just gone, we don't know. All we have to do is wait an hour before the kickoff, before we see the team sheet. Then you can judge it from there, like that. Sorry, but as I said, it's going to be another tough match as well, because don't forget, Man United I don't know, lost a few players. They've got some new players in who have not played as yet. So thing like that. So if Marriott saw how the Liverpool goalkeeper played last Sunday, and she plays a blinder, then you're gonna say to yourself, it's gonna be one of those games as well, where she's gonna play out her skin, because I've got a feeling that's what she has to do, play out her skin, because anyone else, I don't mean United have got a few players that can hurt us as well, but we'll just have to wait and see on their lineup and our lineup. That's the key, the lineups.
Just imagine if.
Sorry, Ricky. Sorry, love.
Just imagine if Russo scored against her.
Well, this is what we want. I mean, she's going to get stick from her ex-fans, but yeah, this is what I want to see. Sorry, I really want to see it, and sorry, I can get that, because I can only more so with male players. Yeah, especially ones that went to Man United. So I can understand that you're not happy when they go to another big, actually Man United women's ain't a big club, but they're doing okay, they're on the up. But don't stop me off.
Yep, the way the
next one. Still not working.
The way was treating the Man United players, I don't think Russo wanted to stay there.
Do you know what was interesting? Because I really do watch all this stuff, and I rather like all the media coverage when we get new players. But what was interesting was when she walked into London Coney, and straight away you go to the training centre, all the indoor bit, and she was quite in awe when she was told, "Oh yes, the men are here, you're here. It's a shared training centre." And she was like, "Oh, okay." And it was like, I thought, yeah, it's different. But actually, it's somebody said to me, I never really took much notice of it, but Ronaldo, after he left Man U for second half, and he was talking about how antiquated it was there. So if he was talking about it from a male point of view, and they were not up to speed like other big clubs are with their training, their facilities, what is it like? And obviously we appreciate that Man United women are pretty new, and they've done well considering how new they are, but they won't have the facilities that our girls have at London Coney, and that would have impressed Leslie very much. Yeah, it would have done.
Not just that, Jonas really welcomed her in
Sorry.
to the team. Jonas welcomed her into the team.
I think not only Jonas, because he just fits in to almost that wonderful quirkiness of what Arsenal is, which it transcends. We see it in the men's, we see it in the women's, and especially those girls. They're a very, very tight unit. And also, in fairness, what helped was obviously the great. Well, as she said, she's actually like a sister to her. But having Lotta there, having Leah and Beth there, you know, her English
Yeah.
team, and Lotta, who she used to be at uni with in America. So that was a big factor. I mean, really, what did Russo? All right, yeah, she was doing very well at United. Obviously, she needed a new challenge, and people have been talking to her, and her brother is, what do you call it? Agent. You know, he does all of, you know, mass for her and the wages and whatever. But yeah, people have been talking to her, especially in England. You know, as I say, you've got even Righty would have been chatting to her. Yeah. Kelly Smith, yeah, they'd have all lured her in, and yeah, it's a big club, and the history. I mean, the women technically have done far better than ever the men have. Their history is second to none for what they've won. I mean,
That's
I
what
guys have done pretty well, but when they got in, but some of the women got invincible. Next,
yeah, that's what I love about the Arsenal club. They welcome each other in. Like in Man United, you don't really get that.
No, and to be fair, they for the women's side, they are new. And I'm going to give them their due begrudgingly. They've done well, but they did. And the manager's pretty astute, but they did. And I reckon they still do. But I still think Man City will take them over. But
because Mary Herbst wants to leave Man United, apparently.
She will do because, all right, we know male goalkeepers will have quite a good longevity as opposed to footballers. And I'm going to say it probably might even work out a bit better for the women. I really don't know. I don't know enough about the longevity of female goalkeepers. But, well, as they say, she's in her prime. And she's a little bit older than Manula. I think she's 30 now, whatever. But she's still got a few good years in her.
Yeah.
She could go anywhere, and I'm talking about real top clubs. Let's hope she comes to the Arsenal. If her head's been turned, i.e., the right people talking to her, and especially someone like Righty, yeah. If her head's been turned, and obviously one of her teammates is Alessia, so let's wait and see.
Yeah.
Hope so. I think it should. Because another factor, and I know Ryan talked about this before, but going back to Zinsberger, she's only extended by a year. And also because I follow her on Instagram and I know she's recently got married. She could be planning a family.
Yeah.
You know, she might. Because obviously, she could have other plans now. It's hard to say. It's very hard to say. Right, okay, I'm just going to jump into this chat. Have we got a bit of naughtiness going on here? Oh, I've shut up.
Liam, behave.
Yeah, that's a bit. Arteta out is useless. We should sell them both. Oh dear. Okay, well, yeah, okay. I'm going to come back to you on that one because there's one thing I'm really peed off with Arteta about, but we'll talk about that at the end. And Ryan knows what it is next. Before I jump on to, because we've talked enough about that, right, I just want to throw in something. The women's fixtures in October, obviously we got tomorrow night, 19:30, Ronda and a watch along, and that will be on Sky. And then Sunday the 15th of October, 2 o'clock, 1400, Arsenal, Aston Villa, Emirates. I won't be there. Oh, Mr. Morgan's coming on. Add him to the stream. Hello, Mr. Morgan.
Hi, how are you?
We'll come back to you in a sec, my love. I'm just throwing out because obviously you're going to go to all the games, and I need to sort that smoke alarm that's bleeping at me.
Me too.
Me too.
That's good.
Yeah, so Arsenal, Aston Villa, you guys will be at the Emirates and it will be on BBC One. And then Sunday 22nd, and that's an evening slot, Bristol City away to Arsenal. Don't know who's airing it yet. I'm personally, well, we should be going. We'll do the Chelsea, and what's the one in January at the Emirates?
Could be Tottenham. Could be. Could be Tottenham.
Is it? Yeah.
Okay.
That hasn't been confirmed yet. That hasn't been confirmed yet.
Yeah. So that's a 2 because Steve's been gifted, actually. So with some money, not that they're overly expensive.
Also, we've got Bristol City in the Continental Cup in October, and then in October, I think that's at home as well.
Yeah. Actually, I'm not going to reel that off tonight because that's not till November.
Just do one match at a time.
I made note. Right. What I was going to say, because I need to sort that bleepy thing out. Richard, do you just want to give us a quick analysis of the game, my love? What you as we were all there.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just going to disappear.
I mean, for me, we didn't take our chances, but from where we were right in line with the tunnel, and you get a good view, and there were opportunities there at corners, not just to chuck them in, and but to get it out to Little on the edge of the box, and maybe for her to try a shot from a box. And the other thing that I noticed was that when they were doing their restarts, Beard had his two wingers quite short. So and our fullbacks didn't know whether to go and press or hold there, and they were stuck in between the two of going and pressing against them or dropping off. But for me, it was again Liverpool didn't create too many chances, and we defended poorly for their goal, and we had some good chances to score. Keeper made some good saves, but we were quite wasteful as well. There was one near the end where they sort of took an air shot or miskicked the ball to look as good as it did the previous season. But that's really it was those 2 bits, as I said, the Liverpool manager had changed from the previous meeting we had with him, where he's decided to have those 2 wing backs go high up the pitch when the goal is kicking off, and the other thing was that actually there should have been nearly 30 minutes of it added on time. I had it on the stopwatch, and the first half was a good 15 minutes of added time. We got 3, didn't we? And then in the second half, he added 10. She added 10, and it should have been nearly 15 again. So that's disappointing. But overall, I wasn't too worried. I thought performance-wise, it was okay. It wasn't brilliant, and it wasn't scintillating. But I mean, for 54,000 in the Emirates, it was quite. I don't know about you guys, but it was quite quiet and quite a damp atmosphere. you had the odd section here and there singing, and then it went quiet. But before the game, if you're in the concourse, it's as noisy as hell. So I would have liked that to carry out into the thing. And for me, there was where we were sitting, we had a few neck beards. Oh, you're passing, should be passing it forward, not should be doing this. And that, just sit there, enjoy the game, and if you want to criticise, at least play the game at some sort of level. And it was men that were doing it. It wasn't. I didn't hear any of the women doing it. It was a guy on the same row as me, a guy on the same row to my right, and a guy just behind me.
Oh, don't.
You've got to. I mean, you can't criticise somebody if you haven't played at any level.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean,
you know when the team's had a poor performance, but you can't.
It wasn't technically a poor performance. Oh, hi, BX. Thank you.
It's not. It wasn't. It wasn't as vibrant, was it? It wasn't as free flowing. But as I said, that's probably down to the to having two or three a few new players in there.
Yeah,
just getting used to the system
still
and
got more
each
time
other.
to gel. Still more time to gel. I mean, I was just saying earlier in my notes, the people who impressed me, I think Chloe, because I was on the right side of the stadium, I got to view her. And actually, I was saying earlier, where we were up in the gods, I got a really, really good viewing, actually. And I was impressed with her performance. She seemed to work tirelessly. And once Palova come on, she's such quality. Shame it didn't result in anything. But considering the short time she's been with us, to me it seemed it's like another Dutch masterclass, isn't it? You just know she's going to get, but God forbid, shouldn't even say it, that she'll, be injured or won't get anything serious. But she just so gels. And also, I love the little cameo, and I call her Coney Cross, as Arsenal called her, but our little Australian. Yeah, the tenacity. No wonder Wrighty was tapping her up. Yeah, you can see she is going to, like our other Australian girls, she is going to be something a bit special.
Yeah, I mean, there were decent. I thought Ilstat, who came on for was it woman Moy? Yeah, she had a good little cameo as well.
Yes, because she'd been injured, hadn't she? And Emerson was telling me that Stina had been carrying a bit of an injury,
which is probably why she didn't start. And Russo started.
To be fair,
but I mean, again, we've got to get the service to her right. I mean, there were one or two wayward passes there, and we weren't quite fluid in the attack, but we still created chances, and we still had chances.
Yes. That was it's just one that I was just saying, and I felt awful because I wasn't feeling it 100%. I just woke up with not COVID but a bit of a lurgy, and I thought I'm not going to miss this match. And I was saying to the guys earlier that it was like I don't want to get too close and personal because a bit germy. I suffered more on Monday for it, and now it's kind of disappeared again. But yes, I was a little bit under par myself. And I was probably feeling a bit sorry for myself. But I thought I would have taken the 1-0 to us. I'd have just been so happy with it.
Yeah, I mean, we should have got something out of it, get that game, which is the disappointment. But again, it's a learning process.
And
it'll be interesting to see what we do tomorrow night.
Well, yeah, more importantly. And how do you feel now that Jonas has announced his new contract extension?
Well, he's done nothing.
He hasn't set the world on fire, but he's had a great
Cup last season. He's got some new players. He's got faced another season. And if he produces more,
evening, Stefan, my boy. Hang on, Richard, you've frozen, my love.
I think we're all going to have that. I think we're having that trouble. We're having all that trouble.
Yeah.
I managed to get mine rebooted again.
Yeah, wait till bloody Virgin cut me off in my prime and I'll pay for you. Swines. Oh dear. Well, hang on, Richard, are you back with us?
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, sorry, right. Oh, they're fighting over me. I love it. Fighting on the yoga.
Yeah. So yeah, we really, I mean, we really enjoyed it. What was disappointing was the time we got to the stadium, so we missed meeting up. But that's down to the trains. We had to go through Southampton, through Eastleigh, and the long way round, which has added another hour onto a journey.
Well, and I was just saying, actually, the guys should be able to do. It won't be the Aston Villa, but it'll be. What's the one in January? Who are we playing? Is it Tottenham?
No, I think it's Tottenham. I'll double check for you.
Yeah, can you check for me? Because that's the two I'm aiming to get to.
Yeah, well, we bought the 5.
Yeah,
on the early bird prices. For 2 of us, it was £100, which wasn't bad, but
I think that's good. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so January.
Yeah, I can't even remember who it is.
I think it's Tottenham. It's more than likely it is Tottenham, anyway.
It should
They'll probably turn up and be world class, just it, mate.
Oh no, it's Everton.
Oh, is it Everton?
Yeah. January, Saturday, January the 20th. Okay. Oh no, that's it.
Yes, Stefan.
Yeah,
poetry. Absolutely.
December for January 24th. Frenton Park. No, it's February. It's February. Man United in February.
Is there not one in January?
They're saying you got one on the 10th of December at
Chelsea,
which is Chelsea.
Oh, maybe it's February. Maybe I got it wrong.
And
they probably will be, Stefan.
Yeah, it's weird because they're
not showing. No, that's fine. That's
fine. From Sunday 17th of December to Saturday 20th January, they've got no matches, which makes no sense.
Yeah, so it must be a winter break.
I thought there was a Tottenham game in there.
Okay, that's fine. I was
could be a winter break then at that time.
Yeah, 3rd of March.
Okay.
Yeah, they must be having them.
That's the ones I'll be at. Okay, hopefully, very likely. Okay, that's cool. Right. Anyway, Richard, while I've got you on the airways, what are your predictions for? We're not going to say line up because I think that's a little bit ambiguous. But what would you like to see tomorrow?
Well, I think you go with the same lineup. It didn't. You've got to give it a chance to work and gel, and you, barring any injuries, and then go from there. I mean, I don't think we'll get Earps. this year, maybe next year, because we missed out on the thing. But Zinsberger for me is on those crosses is a little weak aerially, but that's an area that she needs to improve her game. But we definitely need somebody who's more aerially commanding. But I'd keep the same lineup and just see, because you're not going to get certain players back for a few weeks before you can start integrating them into the team, and that probably improve it again. But I'm going for a 2-1.
Okay.
That's how I.
Okay, fair enough. Well, yeah, I want to win, as we all do. But yeah, fair enough. Yeah, and I'll just plug it again. Ryan's doing a watch along tomorrow. I've offered my services.
So that'll be good. I mean, I'll try and pop on because I don't think I'm watching anything else. So
yeah, no, that's
as
cool.
long as my stuff hasn't turned up, so to put up in the garage, I'll be fine.
And Emerson, well, I have seen some academy news actually. So Emerson, what are you going to tell us about the academy?
Well, the good news today that Miles Lewis Skelly has signed his first professional contract. I thought that was done in summer, but obviously they must have held it back because you have to be at a certain age before you can sign this professional contract. And congratulations to him. And regarding matches wise, unfortunately, the youth counterpart lost their Champions League match against Lons on Tuesday afternoon, 1-0. From what I was told, it was a good game. I think it was the turning point was the incident just before half time that led to the penalty, and that turned the game to Lons, and they ran out to 1-0 winners. And with a crowd of 2,000 that turned up. So credit goes to some Arsenal fans that went over. And there was one or two did thank me for advertising it, for any Arsenal fans who were watching the main match later on in the evening, of which we won't go into, of which we know they lost 2-1. So, I mean, like that. So that's the only news regarding the academy for this week. And down the 18s are in action on Saturday at home to Leicester City. That's basically it. And the next under 21s match is the Papa John's Trophy next Tuesday away to Exeter City. Fortunately, I won't be going to both matches because if I was going to go to the one at Exeter City, then I have to stay overnight and come back on Wednesday morning. So, like that.
Sorry, what time's that one on? Sorry, Emerson, what time's that one?
That's at 7:15. Unfortunately, I'm not sure who will be showing it, whether Arsenal.com will be on it or Exeter City will have a camera crew, to record the match. So then? I'll keep you informed regarding the under-18s match on Saturday as usual, and Papa John's one next Tuesday. Thing like that. So, and one last point I want to make about that the game on Tuesday night. I'm not sure if none of you are aware that some Arsenal fans were held for a long time at the port, whether it was Calais or one of the other ports, something like that. All the Arsenal fans were kept behind. Those who were travelling back by car were kept back for a few hours. Whether that was something that the French police wanted to see, I don't know. But that was the thing. One or two fans had told me that on the way coming back from France, that they were delayed. They were delayed on their crossings. Whether it was a crossing delay or not, I don't know.
Okay, no, I didn't know that.
And we know what happened to the men's team prior to that match. On the Tuesday on the Tuesday, like that, they had bad weather in the area, and they were delayed about 4 or 5 hours at Luton Airport. and like that before they flew out, because there was no press conference, as everybody knows. And like that, everybody thought it was done on Zoom, which was all wrong. There was no press conference or anything like that, and we don't. And I think UEFA said there'd be no repercussions from it, so we got away with it, like the same thing as Newcastle did when they played AC Milan a few weeks ago.
Because it wasn't our fault.
I know, thing like that. So they said due to that it was bad weather in the area, they took that into consideration, thing like that. So that's all the Academy news for this week.
Right. Okay. Cool. Really good. Right. Okay. I've done all my notes. The guys are just.
But if you didn't get my prediction of the game, I think it'd be a tough win for Arsenal tomorrow.
Hey?
If you didn't get my prediction, it'd be a tough win. That's all I can say. A tough win for Arsenal. I'm not saying the scoreline. All I can say is it's going to be a tough win.
I think it'll be a very tough win. Yeah.
Yeah, I had something come through. Let me see what time it was. It was about 7:10 tonight. Sky trialing a new thing on against Man City called Game Mode. So while you're watching the game, if you've ever played FIFA or anything like that, you get to watch a match from sideline to sideline. They're calling it Game Mode, so you can view it differently.
I know it's like bench cam. That's what it is.
Yeah,
it's just like bench cam. Like, you're watching it from like the manager's point of view, like that. So everything's just like FIFA now. That's what they're trying to ruin football now. It's to try and make it like FIFA. From the different angles you can watch the match, whether it's spider cam, where you sit overhead, behind the goals, which has been, the cameras have been in the goals for years and years and years, something like that. So that's nothing new. All this thing, what you just mentioned, Richard, it's just like bench cam, where you sit from the manager's point of view, but you won't have any cameras as near to the either managers, like that. So. It'd be interesting to see. It'd be interesting to see on what happens on Sunday.
I'll try it and see how it pans out on Sunday. But it is something that is worth putting out there to anyone who didn't know. As I said, it came through on my feeds very, very late today.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Stefan's just said the chat ain't gone mental yet. Well, I'm going to call it out. Back to the men's. Let's finish it on this one. Who's going to play in goal on Sunday?
Ramsdale.
He better.
For me, yes. For me, Raya.
I
don't see him changing it. I don't see him changing it. And though Ramsdale's done nothing wrong, neither is really Raya. I mean, it'll be. I don't see him putting Ramsdale in cold.
You know what? I cut my nose off to spite my face. I hope he messes it up. I do. I hope he and I'm talking about the Spaniard. Sorry. Next. I know I'm a pathetic woman. I love me Rambo. I didn't know who the bloody hell he was. I've taken him into my heart. Next. As we all have.
I'm quite happy with either, to be honest. But I just don't see him putting Ramsdale.
No, probably
in
won't.
Cold. If he played Thursday, I would have said Ramsdale again, but he didn't. So I don't see him swapping, but he might do.
Yeah, you're right, Ryan. You're so right. And what's that? Ange is laying down the. Yes, I am laying down the law because I really am getting upset about this now.
Then on top of that, we heard the big news today. England, Southgate decides to pick Saka despite he's injured. Now, if I was Arteta now, I would sit down with Saka either today or tomorrow. Or Saturday or Sunday. Saturday before training to say you're not playing on Sunday and you're not playing for England. End of. That's what he should do. He should now put his foot down to say that's it. You proved that you've been injured for the last 3 matches. You've come off, thing like that. The worst one was the one where this came off against Lons. Now they're trying to say it's a hamstring injury. I don't believe that. I don't believe it's hamstring. It's his Achilles. It's more of his Achilles than anything else. Because I looked at the physio when he was flexing his leg, and he literally the back of his cup where the Achilles point is, and I'm saying it's an Achilles injury that it's got. Anyone who differs from me, well, look again and look at the physio, what he was doing when he was flexing Saka's leg. It's more of his Achilles. He's had his injury since last season. No one took no notice of it, and now it's coming to light that he's getting knocked left, right, and centre. And all it has to do is one killer blow on that Achilles, and that is going to bugger him up for a few months. And I've said that all along on different watch-alongs, that the thing that injuries will play a key part to Arsenal's season. No one has listened to what I've had to say. If they don't want to listen, that's down to them.
Yeah,
so
listen.
that's my little rant on Saka.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. The guy does not have bionic necks. He is human. I appreciate that he is such a wonderful player. He loves playing. He's got a God-given talent. It's very hard to try and keep him off the pitch. But the young man is a very intelligent young man. He ain't stupid. And when physios, and if your manager, unlike with ESR, where he's played in an injury for a long time, so don't throw him under the bus now. That will give me the I'm telling you. But he's not stupid. The guy's not stupid. If they tell him you need to rest up, mate, otherwise you could be doing a long-term, damage to the injury, he'll listen. End all. But somebody keeps playing him, and I've so backed Arteta, but at the moment I am slightly wavering. I really, really am. Sorry. Yeah, so Ryan rant. I don't know. I need to get the alliteration for Ange now. But it's making me really rather angry, actually.
Angie, baby.
Huh?
Angie, baby.
Yeah, I know. I am. I'm getting my heart. But we could knock her out. We could ruin. Not we. This isn't a collective. It's what goes on in the Arsenal.
So how do you drop him when he's in that affected?
All right, who are you going to put in his
the team
place?
has got those numbers. And
I know. Listen, you don't have to tell me, mate. But who are you going to put in his place?
It is a problem,
Nelson.
And I do. I can't remember who. There was a ex-player on one of the talk sports the other day suggested that it has to come down to.
I am Ryan. I'm really angry.
X amount of matches, only being allowed to play X amount of matches a season, and I think that's what I'd like to see is Southgate be put in a position where the Nations League he doesn't play all the England regulars. You just play. You go and do the untried, try the under 20. Some from the under 21s.
Yeah.
Because the Nation League is meaningless friendlies.
Yeah.
Let's be
and
honest.
Play bloody Eddie. Don't. All right. I don't give a shit about Kane.
Yeah. And in this squad, he's got Bowen. He's got Bowen there. Give Bowen a chance. Yeah. You know what Saka can do.
Yeah, exactly.
So give these other players a chance. And
I totally agree.
Richard, can I cut that point regarding? Richard, can I cut that point where you said that about they're both friendlies? Unfortunately, the Australian ones are friendly. Italy is a qualifier for that stupid European Nations League thing. Malarkey. Just let you know. Anyway. Just to inform you anyway. The Australian ones are more of a friendly.
That's a
I
bit-
can't wait till the
That's
England
a bit
ladies.
I
Didn't
think-
know what the next two were,
I'm gonna disagree with that.
I'm talking about in general during the season. If there's a Nations League game, they mean nothing. Play
That's true.
players that
That's true.
Angry
you
Ange.
can try players
I'm
out.
angry. I'll say it. Angry
Yeah,
Ange.
that's
Come
how
on.
I see it.
Angry Ange.
Yeah, I like that.
I'd also like to see.
Yeah,
I'd also like to
angry.
see Saka rested in games against
I'll get over it.
the like the Luton and the lesser teams if you can do it, because you've got. I mean, we've said on here plenty of times that the amount of games national teams are now playing because they're milking a cash cow, and no one cares about their welfare. You can understand the clubs, they pay the wages, but somewhere along the line, somebody has to stand up and say players have to be looked after. Otherwise, more ACLs, more
Okay, yeah, I get that. Yeah.
muscular injuries will
Sorry,
happen.
Richard, can I just stop you there? Because Liam's making some interesting points I'm not necessarily agreeing with. How do we rate Reece Nelson?
Good on the left, not on the right. His best games have come on the left-hand side most of the time. I like Reece Nelson. To be honest, if it was me, I'd put Jesus out on the right Sunday.
Yeah.
I'd put Havertz up as a false nine, and then I'd have.
Is he allowed to play?
Yes, he can. He can.
Yeah.
He's on his fourth booking because I miscalculated his booking count.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and then I'd have Trossard or Nelson on the left. I'd probably start with Nelson because Trossard hasn't only just come back from injury and isn't maybe up to full fitness.
Yeah, I know, Stefan. Blow the air.
I think Nelson's pace on the left would help, and then you have Jesus out on the right, linking up. He's done it with City, and he was quite effective there. And you have Havertz as that false nine, and see how it goes.
Okay.
Also, Angie, if you didn't know, I know Ryan picked it up during the week that I know Havertz is on his fourth booking.
Yeah.
Now, if he gets booked on Sunday, guess what? Guess which match he misses after that?
The Chelsea game.
Man City.
Exactly, Richard. There you go. So it'd be interesting to see if he picks up a booking in that match and decides to bottle it out and not play in the Chelsea match. It'd be interesting to see. Because some players are a little crafty, to get these little crafty little bookings and say they want to play to their old club or their parent. Well, obviously it won't apply to if it's a loan, but it's mostly when they move to another club to their old club. Be interested to see if he does get booked or not. So that's one thing you got to keep an eye on as well on Sunday, because Ryan picked it up during the watch along against Lons on Tuesday regarding the booking. If Havertz gets a booking, thing like that he misses, he'd be the first player in the Premiership that's being suspended so far this season. Forget red cards, we know about those as well, because we know Man City are going to be missing one of their key midfield players out. Something like when Casemiro missed our game last season, thing like that. So, but that was mostly at the Emirates where he missed that match when he got booked in that Crystal Palace game. So we have to wait and see.
And I think also John Stones is possibly back and available for them as well, isn't he?
Right, sorry, can I just pop it? Sorry, I need to stop this right here. Mr. Arsenal podcast does not have autism. He's far too emotional. Next, let's move on. Just a little something. Yeah, that is fine. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with autism. I'm a bit special. Don't know what my special is. Well, I'm dyslexic actually.
I'm
but,
special.
Yeah, but yeah, and we really don't want to be bandying words, but like autism around, because I think most of us can say we know people who have.
I have 2 children with autism.
Exactly.
So,
thank you, Richard. So we don't bandy around special needs. Just like to make that clear. Thank you.
I'm autistic.
Sorry, I totally digressed. Just jumped in there. Went into my moderating mode. Sorry, Richard. Sorry, I totally lost track.
Even though I haven't been diagnosed autistic, I see so much of myself in my son, but I know I am. And I've got a doctorate, and I've got an MSc, and I've got a bachelor's degree. So just because you're autistic means nothing. And everyone is different.
Thank God for that. Yeah, we're all different. We all embrace our differences. Next, absolutely.
It's like Ricky's mum last week. It's like Ricky's mum last week when we met up before you came along, Ange, as well. No, after. Yeah, she said it after match, not before. After match, where she had a little rant about that there was families using disabled toilet, and one of the parents told Ricky's mum, to bugger off, something like that. If you know what I mean, she told her to bugger off, and Ricky's mum just went into her to say, thing like, I have the rights to use this toilet. It's my toilet, not your toilet. But since it's the Emirates, everyone now will realise now a disability is going to come into play at the Emirates, and people are going to learn it the hard way. They talk about the racism that occurs at the club. Nothing gets done. I think once something like a disability thing, whether it's autism or whoever's got a form of disability in any form, it will come into play.
I have a disability.
I
have a radar key as well, and
stewards are trained in that thing like that. I was trained in
most stadiums.
I was trained in that for saying that
stewards will let non-disabled people use the disabled toilets. They will stand there and open the door for them.
That's what happened to my mum.
And it's absolutely fine. I borrowed Emerson's key. I couldn't get in the disabled toilet.
No, that's it. It's a shame that you couldn't use that toilet at the time.
Out next, but
that's the best invention to have, because as I said, when I met Richard last season, when I told him I've got a radar key, that's the best thing to have with you whenever you go to a football match. Because the thing is, you can get in there quick, and you can get out there quick. And if anyone who's like an able-bodied person is ready to use the toilet, says, sorry, this is not your toilet, it's a disabled toilet. You're not entitled to use it.
I'm the same when I go to Waterloo as well. As soon as I get off the train over Waterloo, I'll go down the stairs, use the radar key on the ones there, and it saves the queues. Because if you've ever used that one at Waterloo Station downstairs, the women's queue is massive.
Sorry,
they're queuing up right up outside the shops to use it. But so having a radar key does help.
You saw that at the thing when we met up last Sunday when I handed you the key, because the lady after you left, the lady behind you said, how do you give that lady that key? I said, she's a friend of mine, anything like that. So I didn't say anything about she's got a disability or anything like that. I said, I gave it to her, and that's it. Unfortunately, you didn't get to use it at the time. So
these people need to get over themselves, honestly.
Exactly, thing like that. Because I know it was more female last week, because I can understand that myself.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Because when it's a female artist at Wembley, 9 out of 10, they have to close off the men's toilet and let the ladies use the men's toilet. So you can't win.
Well, they
You can't
say
win.
Where we were up in the gods, as soon as we walked out, we suddenly come across a toilet. So, to be fair, certainly at the Emirates, they've got toilets everywhere. To be fair, so
Yeah, it's not usually that bad, and it is the first time when I came out, I shut the door straight behind me, and they had to get going. They called a steward over to open it for them. I mean, that's not my problem. But I wasn't letting them in because if you want to use a disabled toilet, you have a key for it. I got mine off from the government, from the local council.
It's because they were flood. Something happened to the ladies'
to some
toilet.
of the women's
Some
toilets.
say it's blocked. Well,
Yeah.
you can blame why, because you.
I must admit, yeah, because I couldn't get into the disabled toilet, and I did queue in the end, and yeah, they weren't very nice. Yeah, they were pretty appalling actually, and it makes me think, oh my god, what are these people doing? Sorry, I'll call it out. I'll just go for a wee. Yeah, but it's pretty disgusting. Sorry, you really didn't need to know that. And what is Stefan saying? The worst lose were at Aston Villa. Should have bought my sleeping trunks. Oh well.
And then that's my other bugbear where I work is people parking in disabled spots, and they're perfectly.
That's all.
I'll tell you what, I got 5 people ticketed last week because I phoned up the parking and said to them they're illegally parking. Come and send somebody around, and they came out and ticketed 5 people. Four of them were in the disabled bay, and one of them was in the emergency vehicle bays only. And I'd said to him, look, you can't park there, it's emergency vehicles. And he said, I don't fucking care, I'll do what I like. I said, okay, I'm phoning parking, and they'll be out and you'll get a ticket. And apparently he kicked off when he came back. I wasn't around, unfortunately, because I'd have told him, but he went to the manager and complained.
There's just some things you don't do in life. End of. Yeah, simple.
Well, I mean, as I said, I've got a blue badge, so for when, and as I said, so it's literally I can only walk a short distance before I get fatigued. So, and there's people worse than me out there, and it is they need it because they can't manage that distance.
Yes, of course.
And so it makes their lives a little easier. Just a little bit of I think it's the same with society in general. A little bit of respect for another person, regardless of whether they're disabled or not, just to show a little bit of respect, and it doesn't hurt.
No, well, there's not enough care in this world, and people are out for themselves.
Well, that's down to the government, and they've taken the way of communities and the need. Would rather us all be separate and think about our own selves rather than the community as a whole.
Well, exactly. Yeah, you're spot on there, Richard. That saddens me very. And I actually live in an area, sadly, that has ended up like this now. Has become somewhat of a dumping ground. I'll go no further than that, but it's very sad, actually. Yeah, where is the community now? I'm lucky to speak to a few neighbours, but yeah. Yeah, and like all us old school people, we grew up in great communities. We all knew our neighbours. We all helped each other. And it's sad, isn't it? Really sad.
Yeah. And as a kid, if you knew if you did wrong, you get an earful from.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And by the time you got home, your parents knew about it.
Well, yeah, very much so.
And you were going to get it again.
Oh, sorry, I'm just going to bring this in what Chris is saying. People look at a blue badge as a luxury, but it's far from it. My mother is disabled without it. She can,
they
yeah,
don't
thank
give
you.
them out
You're
unless
spot on, mate.
unless
You're
you
spot on. My dad used to have a blue badge because he had a lot of things wrong with him. Yeah, so I totally get that. Yeah, get that. Stefan, don't start me off on Tories. That's I can't even do that on a football, whatever we are live chat. I don't want to go there because I'm not going to use the word hate because hate's very emotive, but I've never, ever, ever, will never, ever be a Tory supporter in my life. I know Labour can be pretty shy, and I've always been Labour, and I get disillusioned with them. But yeah, Tories are just a no-go for me. Heartless bastards. But anyway, that's the end of that one. I haven't got time of day for them. I really haven't. And they just want to cut everything. It really is the haves and have-nots. But sorry, I won't make this political. But yeah,
no, I mean, but it has been successive different governments.
Oh, right. I agree with that.
Have built up. I mean, Tories. Yeah, there's plenty wrong with the Tories, but I'm not sure there's any political party out there when money's involved that doesn't.
Well, yeah, they'll take it back.
Yeah, we're definitely not rich enough to be Tories.
Well, that's the truth.
We wish.
Tell me about it. Big time. But anyway, we'll get off the politics. And
the other guy that annoys me is Piers Morgan. Somebody needs to snack that twat. Sorry for the language, but somebody needs to slap.
That's all right, right. You can swear on this one. It's much more fun. Yeah, we don't have to mind our P's and Q's on here. Thank God. Right, okay, so I think we're probably gonna, because these lovely, faithful, chatty chat people, they need to go out and get real lives and get fresh air and not be on the air way too long
as well.
But I'm myself very grateful. Thank you for coming on, supporting us. I really, really do appreciate this.
We don't have a show without them, do we?
Yeah, my lovely crew couldn't do it without you. Big thank you to Ryan, because like I said, we were with someone else. It hasn't quite worked out. And we're having lots of fun now. We got a big season ahead of us, but I mean, obviously we do touch on the men's, but Emerson is our academy expert, and we all love the women's games, and we're getting to the women's games, and we're just going to give our point of view, our feedback. None of us can predict the future, but we hope it's going to be good.
I want to go to the under 21s, the ladies again.
Oh, yeah. Now, that's another thing. I need to really get my head around this, because I was on a couple of the big women's groups. There was a couple of chaps on there that were really au fait with all of that, and I can't, if I've got my notes somewhere. A quick look.
But the thing is trying to get information that and it's not easy, as we know.
It's hard. It's really hard.
Because these guys must know that getting the academy side for the ladies side is not easy. It's not an easy thing, because some of them could be on international duty as well. So
yeah, you're right, Steph.
Whether their season has started or not, we don't know. No one knows as yet if their season started, because we don't know if there is an academy league for the ladies. We don't know. No one knows. So so that's all I can say on that side of it.
Well, we do know, but you could only. What's that site called?
We know they play cup matches, but
yes.
We don't know.
Sorry, the FAWSL Academy League Southern Division, and it's a bit of a palaver to get on there. And then also there's the FA Girls England Talent Pathway League, FA Cup full time. So this is really a palaver to get onto, but you can. All they tell you is whether they won or not. But and then you, it was like Ricky. What was the match you went to? Was it up at Hemel?
Yeah, it was actually up at Hemel. It was
It's a final.
Hemel Ground.
Yeah, it was final, wasn't it? And that was pure
Yeah.
luck because I think one of us saw something. I know I remember I messaged you and I suggested maybe phone them up because nobody was really giving. You couldn't really get any information, and it was quite frustrating. It was very frustrating, but luckily you got there and you got the photo shoot. So well done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
maybe
actually got to
maybe
meet
somebody
the
can have a
ladies
word.
as well.
Yeah, I think we need to put, and actually that's our lovely Mark Regan can't be with, but now he's admin on the whatever it's called.
Yeah, maybe talking to the club and saying we'd like to cover.
Actually, yeah. Do you know what that?
Cover
Yeah,
the academy, women's academy,
yeah.
as a
Yeah.
That's a really good point, Richard. Yeah, needs to get my head
I don't
around
know
it.
who to contact, but
Well, you can only but try, can't you?
yeah, somebody at the somebody at the club somewhere would be able to put you in touch with a right person. Person.
How about the disabled thingy people?
They might be able to. Yeah, I
people?
don't know who it would be per se personally, but
because I could ask
somebody
Sarah
out there
because I've
has
got
to.
her on Facebook.
Yeah, you could ask.
You know
as
what?
I said,
Yeah, we'll put the feelers out. One of us will get lucky. Because obviously we're blessed with Emerson. I mean, because he has inside knowledge to a certain degree. But yeah, just from the young girls' point of view, even if it's just the under 21s, just see how they're doing. Because obviously that's something else I need to start following. And now we've finally
the other person with the under 21s is George Bird. He normally has a wealth of information for the boys. But
he does for the boys.
But there is no one like him that I've seen anywhere for the ladies' academy. We need
that's
something
it. We
like
could
that,
get
don't
someone like him. Yeah, we'll be. Well, we're going to pursue that. I think we could try and get somewhere with it. Because I say we tried last season, but we were very limited. So hopefully we can pursue that. But yeah, at the moment, let's concentrate on tomorrow. Let's hope for a win.
But before you go, Ricky was trying to say something earlier that she met the players last week.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
No, I met the players last season.
Season.
And you did on last Sunday, if you remember, Ricky. If you remember that guy from Arsenal came up to you and your mum and your brother. Remember, he asked you, "Do you want to meet the players?" And you, I think it was you and your mum and yourself went in. You went to meet the players. Before the match. When in the car park. Although you didn't get to speak to them, but you saw them as they got off the team coach. Because I saw the little video that he done. The cameo video that you done from last Sunday. I'm not sure if that's the one like that.
I can't remember.
No, because I think
I think that was for last Sunday. I remember you doing or whenever, but I don't think it was like this match just.
It was last Sunday because what it.
Okay.
I can tell what really happened is someone from Arsenal, I think, came up to Ricky and, they were coming up to random fans asking, do you want to meet the players, everything like that. And when they were ready, they took them, via the car park. No, it wasn't you. It wasn't you. Tell a lie, Ricky. Sorry. Sorry. It wasn't you. I realised it was my other friend with my other friends that were around me at the time. Sorry, Ricky. It wasn't you. So I apologise that it wasn't you. It was my other friends. They went to see the players. I remember seeing the video clip, and all they showed is the players coming off the team coaches and the coaching staff going into the dressing room area. So sorry, Ricky, you were the wrong person. That I said it was.
Right, love.
So I've got a memory. I had so much. I've got so much on my head during this week because don't forget, I've got the academy news. I've got the various Facebook groups on my mind, and on top of that, and just let you know, I've done my own Facebook page as well. So. Thing like that. That's something that I'm doing. So what I'm doing each week. I'm doing it from home. I'm not doing it anywhere else. I'm just doing a review of all the academy news. Now I'll do the academy news from Tuesday against that match against Lons as well. So like that. And that's all I'm going to say. Just a small feature, and just leave it at that and see how it progresses from there. But all I can say is that on this Beijing Gooners group that I'm on, I can thank some British-born people that live in Barbados themselves. They're enjoying every single little angle that I cover with Arsenal on that Beijing Gooners group, thing like that. Although they like me, although it's hit and miss on the Kenny's group as well. Some like it, some don't. Because when I give the information regarding how to get to these ground, that's it. But we won't go into that anyway like that, because as I said, it was World War III on Tuesday night. You know me, Ange. I don't get involved. Just move away from it, and that's it. Because I just switched my phone off Tuesday night, and that's it. And so I woke up Wednesday morning, put it on, and before you know it, my phone was going off left, right, and centre with notifications. So beep, 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 message, something like that. So,
I mean, listen, I'll have a laugh on here. I'll slate off Raya a bit. Yeah, he's a good goalkeeper, whatever, but he ain't my number one forward next. Rambo is, but I'm not here to demonise players. You know what I mean? I make a little bit light-heartedness of it, but
even the goalkeeper that
game. You win, lose, draw, end of, get over it. Yeah, you can't change the result. Well, not can he can try. Yeah, but it's what it is. And why do people lose their heads over it? For God's sake, there's more important things to get upset about. There really is.
Yeah, when I met the
goalkeeper, I did say it on Ryan's towards the end. I said to him that everybody will have meltdown on Tuesday night. I said to myself, good luck to them. That's all I can say. Just wait till Wednesday. It's a new day, thing like that. Then I saw it for myself on the various podcasts. They all went on meltdown like that. Especially, I won't name the one, but this certain individual thing were eating people, ripping into people left, right, and centre regarding Tuesday, thing like that. He's been in the last 2 days. Then again, he's done it tonight as well on his podcast tonight as well. While we've been on air.
Oh, sorry, I've just realised who you mean. And do you know what? It's why? Just move on.
And that's it. Or better still, why don't you go and speak to that certain podcast owner and that's it, and have a pop at him, thing like that.
Well, there is that.
Like that. Just have a pop at him, and that's it. But most of them don't. They all, as I said, I know Ryan doesn't do it for money. I know a certain other podcast that we know doesn't do it for money. We don't do it for money for ourselves. We do it as individuals because we know what we're talking about, and we talk about mostly about the women, as I said, the academy news and the odd men's news where we can, or other bits and pieces like we've covered tonight as well. So we covered really all angles of what happened last Sunday, near enough.
Well, listen, and we're not, most importantly, we are not spreading toxicity. Yeah, we can have an opinion.
You don't want to be suicidal.
Yeah, but listen, myself and Richard in particular, with a certain little group we were on, and certain people on there, well, this is why we both chose to leave in the end, because it was just... It was almost getting like hatred, wasn't it, over certain players? And it was
I remember that.
Yeah, it was horrible. Just so horrible. I thought, I don't need that.
Because you told me in Emerson.
Yeah, it was just horrible. And sorry, Mr. Arsenal podcast could be worse. We could be Chelsea fans.
Yeah, as I said, no suicide isn't an option in that case. I don't even think Chelsea fans want to be Chelsea fans, really.
Well, that's it. Yeah, exactly. Although the geezer we were allegedly meant to be getting, strutting his stuff, he finally got a goal, didn't he, Madrid?
I mean, we'll have to
he's public enemy number one, Angie. If he steps his foot at the Emirates, I tear that. he won't come out there alive. I promise you.
Yeah, he
He's
done it.
certainly
For
individual. If it's the individual I think you're on about, is he will not come out that Emirates alive if he set one foot in there.
Oh, I
If
tell
you give
you.
it, if you give it all the, if you give it all the talk and big and anything like that, but at the end of the day, it's a pussycat off camera.
Sorry,
Guarantee he's a pussycat.
Emerson, we saw Mr.
Go on.
Robbie, didn't we? Saw Robbie, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, so and he's the one. Yep.
Yeah.
And the funny thing was, when he went into the army, I think not many people. I think a lot of people did see him in there, but since he's with his daughter, obviously they won't say much. You know, they only say it behind his back or anything like that. So get out of the club and anything like that. I see he's spending some your earned money, PR money. But the thing is, he hasn't really advertised that new away top. What's the girls are going to be playing tomorrow? That's something you didn't know. They'll be wearing that new away top tomorrow.
Yeah,
So thing like that. So he really hasn't addressed that new top. I think he only got it for his daughter. Whether he got his daughter's size or not, I don't know. Like that. But all I know, they did sell out in that shop in the Armory.
Yeah, there was only a certain amount made, weren't there?
That's right. No, that was the Mary Earps. That's the Mary Earps one. But I think now that's what everybody, because it looked weird. It looked weird afterwards when I was talking to a few of my other friends after that. They were saying it looks weird when a male wears a lady's top. That lady's top. It looks very weird and like that. But if they like it, they like it. If they want to pay £100 for it, I won't. That's for sure. And just let you know, Andrew, my so-called 3 young fans are not going to get it neither. They've told me they don't want it neither. They're happy. They're happy with that acid top, the one you don't like.
Yeah, man.
So like that, they're happy with that one. So it's a good birthday present for all 3 of them, including my great nephew.
Okay.
So that's basically it, really. Because I know we'll be going on for an hour, 41 minutes plus.
We need to disappear, let these guys get their lives back. Thank you so much once again for coming to chat. Truly appreciate it. We'll be back next Thursday. I think we're okay for October. I think it's going to be November. We might have to change the days because of what I mentioned earlier about the Continental Tires Cup. But we'll worry about that then. Yeah, so I'm going to say next. Yeah, sorry, Emerson.
First, all you're going to do is review the under-18s match on Saturday, the Papa John's match next Tuesday from my side of it, like that, and then tomorrow's match we're just going to do a review, and then predictions for the game on the following week. Because we know because after Sunday it's going to be an international break for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be another thing, but any little snippets we get, anything interesting, we'll just go with the flow. Cool, brilliant. Oh, and I see Mr. Bungle's in the chat. Hey, Mr. Bungle, I haven't seen you lately. Good to see you back, mate. Hopefully see you tomorrow. Right, okay, guys, I'm going to end it here and now. Thank you so much. Really, really
no worries. No worries.
Good to be back.
Okay, night, folks. Bye-bye.
Bye.